Good morning and welcome to the Ignition Polocrosse World Cup held here at Chongweni Club. We welcome our international viewers on live streaming and our live audience at the fields. We get together this morning for the opening game, South Africa versus Zimbabwe. We're in for a fantastic game. Our opening game, South Africa versus Zimbabwe, which will be followed up by Zambia playing USA. As we can see, the players are coming onto the field now, and they've been going through their warm-up routines on the field. We're going to cut shortly to the national anthems, but there we can see the South African team. They're ready. They're in the traditional green and gold of South Africa, and Zimbabwe, they're in their green and white. South African flag bearer there. You see the horses standing now, getting into line. There's the Zimbabwean players, Zimbabwean flag bearer up front in their traditional white and green kit. Look at those horses looking magnificent as they come onto the field. They've been through their warm-up routine. They're getting ready to play. These horses are all experienced. They know what to expect. The players know what to expect. Most of them have been to World Cups before. This won't be their first time. They know what's coming. It's a test match, and it's like test match rugby. It's about winning the game. That's what counts. But we're going to see some spectacular polocrosse here, make no doubt. We're in for a thrilling weekend of polocrosse.
If we can please remain upstanding for the South African national anthem.
Okay, well done, and another big round of applause for our Clouds of Hope choir from Underberg, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much and well done.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome from Shongweni Club. We are going to be getting going with the 2024 Ignition Group Polocrosse World Cup quite soon as we get the field going. I'm joined up in the commentary box by Richard Hatch as he makes his way across. A very warm welcome to Richard Hatch out here. He's joined me up in the commentary box, and we're going to get going on this game pretty soon as the umpires do the do's and don'ts. Chris Salito and Derek Grummel, I would have thought. Looks like we'll start with the girls in the first chucker here.
Morning, Cody. Thank you very much. We're just having a look at this game coming up. Just be a game. Quite sure. Always good competition between the Southern African neighbours. You can see the Zimbabwean team in their green and white, and the South African team in their green and gold.
That's right, Richard. I tell you what, there's nowhere I'd rather be than right here, right now, this weekend. We're going to get going fairly soon. And as you say, the Zimbabwe side in the green and white against the South Africans in the green and gold. And Michaela Dodd carrying the Zimbabwean flag there.
For those that don't know, Michaela Dodd is Kirsten Swan's sister. They're both in the Zimbabwean team together, both the ladies section, obviously, and we'll just have a look and see how they're going to play this. The ladies sections come on first. They play against each other, followed by the men's sections that they play each other. There are 4 players in each section, and they mix and match those sections as they go along.
That's right, and we're going to get going. Looks like Chris Salito, all the way from Australia, taking the black and white shirt there to umpire the first game, alongside Derek Rummel. We've got the girls. Looks like, I'll run through the names as soon as I got them. It's Ollie King for sure. Looks like Amy Cocker, and out the front, Lolly Haynes. This might be the youngest lineup we've had in the World Cup history of these young girls. Not many of them out of school at the moment. I think Amy's the only one out of school on the field at the moment. Right, we have got the goal judges, ladies and gentlemen, for those that are uninitiated to Polocrosse. We'll see them in the doctor's coats here. They will be standing behind the goals and make sure that the ball goes through the post and the shot has been outside from outside the deep. But we're going on for our track now. Lolly Haynes out front now, looks at the goal line. 1-0 the score line. Chucker number 1, ladies and gentlemen. What a start for the South Africans out here.
You won't see a goal scored much quicker than that during the weekend. Ball came into the front, snapped in the front there by Lolly Haynes, and she was gone. Over the line. Goal number 1, South Africa.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, just a quick reminder, we will remind you that the top left-hand corner, the time in the top left-hand corner is not the official time, so I wouldn't worry about watching that too much. It will be an indication, but it's not the official time. The official time is on field. As we get going, on the near side they come. Looks like Chris Salito to put the ball in, calls him in 1s, 2s, 3s now all together. I'll let you know, we've got the Zimbabwe side, Sophie Sargent up front, in the middle, Polly Michael out the back. Kirsten Swan's ball's back in track. Down it goes Ollie King first, back onto it. Down she comes up with a nicely now, turns the pony, big left hand arc away from her. Polly Michael now putting on the pressure as Amy Cocker comes through, takes the player nicely now on 3/4 way mark. She opens up, still there. The back pass across to Haynes. Haynes now, big left hand turn. She's got to find a way upfield now. She's got, who's that? Sophie Sargent putting a bit of pressure, ducking, diving, slipping, sliding, and away she goes toward the 30-yard line. Still there with Haynes, taking her time now toward the 30-yard line. She comes into the kill zone, away she goes around the front. Goal time looking like out front. Lauren Haynes, 2-0 the scoreline. Shaka, number 1.
Goal number 2, 2-0 South Africa leads Zimbabwe in the opening chuck of the opening minute. It looks like it's been all South Africa so far. Zimbabwe's battled to see the ball. They're going to line up on the far side again.
Okay, go.
They're going to line up on the far side. Umpire Derek Gummel there on the far side. He's waiting for them. It looks like they've got a technical issue. Not sure if we've got a tack problem. It's an overreach boot that's come off the Zimbabwean player's horse there. It's a safety issue for the horses. They need to play with overreach boots, and they won't continue the game as long as any horse's safety is put in any jeopardy at all.
That's right, Hatchie. I tell you what, the ponies out here, we can't do it without them, so their safety is paramount. We put the most effort into keeping them all safe and sound as we go towards the far side round. I'll leave this one with you, Hatchie.
Right, they line up, they walk in, it's got to be a neutral line out, they've got to be parallel. Umpire's not happy with that, it was untidy, you could see the horse was moving side to side, he sends him back, he lines him up again. This time the ball comes in and snapped down on the Zimbabwean side for the first time. No, it's Lolly Haynes on the far side that comes away the ball. She's into the 30-yard area, but she's getting marked up hard on the inside there by Kirsten Swan, and the ball rolls over the back line. Kirsten Swan did some great defensive work on the inside, kept Haynes down the touchline, cut her down for space.
That's right. I tell you what, Kirsten Swan doing the better in the box there to get going now. Still there. Kirsten Swan now looks for a way through the long pass across to number 1, I think it is, and Sophie Sargent. Sargent with the first possession of the game as she goes right over the halfway line now. Still there. Sophie Sargent toward the quarterway now. She gets a bit of wood for her troubles now towards the 30-yard line. She comes, snaps it, traps it, collects it now. She's got Ollie King marking in the box now. She ducks on the back, sends the underarm shot, a goal. There's a through the middle. I'll let you know. Goal time.
Goal number 1 Zimbabwe, 2 plays 1 South Africa still over Zimbabwe, just by that one now, halfway through, Chaka number 1. This time they'll line up on the near side. Just to remind you, there's the tee. You got to walk in either side of the tee. It's got to be neutral, parallel horses. The ball comes in and it's down on the ground on the back. Who's going to get it first? It's bouncing awkwardly. Oh, Sophie Sargent just couldn't get out the saddle there to pick up that ball. It's picked up now there by Amy Cocker, the number 2 for South Africa. She passes through to Lolly Haynes. Lolly Haynes is into the area, underhand shot, goal number 3, South Africa.
3-1 the scoreline, Chaka number 1. I tell you what, Lauren Haynes, dangerous from close range. You don't want to give the ball with a bit of space and time in her hands. We're going to line up a far side, I would have thought, on Derek Grummel. Oh, we've got to stick on the floor. We will wait as Gavin, the Rooster Cocker, comes out. I know that there are a lot of Zimbabweans out there watching. Gavin Cocker, one of the Zimbabwean legends that went across to South Africa pretty early, and he's had a really good career in the Polocrosse field. Derek Grummel doing the do's and don'ts again. He didn't like something, so letting the ladies know what he wants in the line out, and they come towards the near side. Looks good to me. 1, 2, 3s now as they come. Derek didn't like it though. Yes, he does. Yes, no, maybe so. He picked up front now. It's Sophie Sargent snatched one up the front now. She goes towards the 30-yard line. Looks for the go now. Away she goes towards the 30-yard goal line. She goes. It's 3-2 the scoreline. 1 goal in it. Chaka number 1.
Just when we think South Africa's running away with a bit of a lead, Zimbabwe get one back. It's only 1 the difference. Makes you think, we look at the possession, we think it's been all South Africa, but there's 1 goal difference. And they line up on the near side again. Chris Saloto calls him and puts the ball in. It's down on the ground in front, and it's out over the touchline on the near side here. Umpire's going to call it and say, reset the line out. That ball wasn't in control before it went out.
Right, and they come, take 2 now. Chris Lito calls him in now. Ball's in, snatched up the back. It's Ollie King now. King now looks for a way through. She's got to get a pass across to number 1, and Lauren Haynes. Haynes wants the ball early now. She ducks around the back, gets a bit of space. Now we're looking for a way through there still with Ollie King. King now gets the pass across. Lauren Haynes on the 3-quarter way mark. Big left hand turn away from trouble now. She opens up towards the 30-yard no. Hangs on, turns a pony round, finds a bit of room down the middle. She comes still there. Lauren Haynes gets the wood laid on as she comes over the 30-yard line. You back her from here. Underarm goal. Goal time. 4-2 the scoreline. Chaka number 1.
Goal. Seconds left and Chaka number 1. 4-2 South Africa leads Zimbabwe. I'm not sure there's going to be time for the next line out. They're lining up on the far side again. Derek Grummel calls them in. Walk in, he says. They walk in, the ball's in. It nearly comes out the back, but it's taken at the back there by Kirsten Swan very nicely. The number 3, the back rower for Zimbabwe. She puts the pass through to her left-handed number 1. Oh, and goal. It goes wide. She hooked that up, pushed it out the top of her racket and over the back line.
That's right. It's a 30-yard mark given across. Ollie King lobs on into herself now. Comes on the 3-quarter way mark. Picks up nicely now. Finds a bit of traffic and away she goes. I'll leave that one with the umpires. They didn't saw something they didn't like.
Cody, I think they called it that she cutting behind the opposition. Not sure. And anyway, a little umpires conference there. They'll discuss what the call was. Let's see. No. Right, they judged that the Zimbabwean player went across the front of the South African player. Again, it's a safety issue.
That's right, Hatchie. I think that they might be blowing up Polly Michael there for coming across the front of of Ollie King now as Haynes on the 3/4 in the box. She comes still there with Haynes now ducking, diving, slipping, sliding away. She goes towards the right hand side now, hangs on Yanker's big right hand turn away from Kirsten Swan, still there in the corner. I tell you what, Kirsten Swan doing the better in the box now. She comes right around Lauren Haynes, finds a bit of space and away she goes. The underarm shot from on wide. She's not going to make a mistake from there. 5 to the scoreline.
Goal number 5, South Africa. They pulled away now with a 3-goal lead. Just seconds ago it was one the difference. They're going to line up again on the near side. Chris Salatos calls him in. The Australian umpire puts the ball in and it's uncontrolled over the touchline on the near side again. You'll reset that line out.
Right, and they come, take 2 balls in out the back first onto, it looks like it might be Swan. No, it's not. Kirsten Swan goes down for it now, comes up with a nice on the near side now. She turns the pony away. She's got a bit of trouble coming away now, opens up the pony down the middle of Main Street, still there with Kirsten Swan. Swan out front, looks for the pass across to number 1, and Sophie Sargent takes a blinder of a catch there. She turns the pony right around the back. Molly King opens up towards the goal. She goes, the underarm shot, no, makes no mistake that time. 5-3 the scoreline, 2 goals in it. Chaka, number 1.
Chaka 1, opening Chaka. 2 goals the difference, 5-3. Then a line up again on the near side. No. Far side line out this time. Derek Rummel calls him in. They walk and he puts the ball in and it's uncontrolled out over the touchline on the far side, and they'll reset that line out. That's it. Chaka, Chaka, Chaka.
Right, Hatchie, I tell you what a great start for the South Africans there. The Zimbabweans managing to keep their claws in the game, though. 3-5, 5-3, whichever way you look at it, 2 goals in it at the end of the first.
Relatively close Chaka. Nice opening Chaka. I think either side needs to be happy with how that went, and it was pretty even Stevens, I think. Cody, there's seemed to be a lot of possession go South Africa's way, but Zimbabwe managed to keep them in touch, and only 2.
That's right. Hatch, when the Zimbabweans got the ball, they made the better. They didn't make too many mistakes going to the goal line and staying within arm's reach of the South Africans at the end of the first one. We'll see how it goes. Chaka number 2, the boys are coming out. Right, ball's back in on the ground, picked up, looks like Josh LaRue across to the number 1. No, it's been left on the ground, first onto it now. It's going to be Chrissy Could see, gets a bit of wood for his trouble now. The long pass across is travelling number 1, and Donnie Swan out front with a bit of fresh. But Cam shuts it down, over the line they go, picked up, time round, still Swan, stick side. You don't want to get stuck that side away. She goes right around the front again, still there, Swan ducking, diving, slipping away. He goes, the overarm shot, a goal through the middle this time. The boys, the Zimbabwean boys pull one back, 5-4 the scoreline. Chaka number 2.
Opening goal for the men's sections there. Goal number 1, Zimbabwe. Donnie Swan doing some great work. Picked up very nicely in the midfield there by Chrissy Could see. Put through to the number 1. Goal time, Zimbabwe. 1 the difference. Line out on the near side. It's dangerously close to the touchline. Who's going to get it out of the belly there? Looks like it's Josh LaRue, the number 2 for South Africa, who comes away with the ball. South African number 1, Steph Harris. He's looking for the pass. Flick back infield there.
Right, we are back on track, still in field. Looks like Yanni Steenkamp with the ball. You get him in the hood later, and the ball goes down, picked up. Yes, no, the whistle's on, I reckon. I would have thought. And no, we're still on track, still there. Steph Harris on the halfway mark now as he comes right around, looking for a way upfield. He opens up the map towards the 30-yard line now. Takes his time. Over the line he goes. Got met up by Ross Shan now as he comes right around. Oh, getting going, still there with Steph Harris out front. Opens up. 6-4. Chaka number 2.
Opening goal for the South African men's section there. Steph Harris, number 1 for South Africa. And at number 2 we got Josh LaRue, and at the back we got the captain Yanni Steenkamp. They're up against Donnie Swan, number 1 from Zimbabwe. Chrissy Could see at number 2, and Roshan at number 3. The ball's in, it comes to the back of the line-up. It falls nicely into the path there of Roshan. He picks it up, puts it past across the video, into the racket there of Donnie Swan. Well, number 5, Zimbabwe.
That's right, Donnie Swan out front. He's as good as anyone when he's on his day. And he's looking pretty good today, Hatchie. We're going to come up towards the near side. Chris Lito, I would have thought to put the ball in. On the near side, they come in. 1s, 2s, 3s. Full quota. In they come. Ball's in, snatched right out the back. First onto it might be Roshan. Away he goes. Down to go. Doesn't pick it up though. Still on the ground. First onto it might be no one really rolling like a Blimp Biscuit song out the back line.
Awkward bounce there as he was going to pick up the ball for Roshan, and the ball is rolled over the sideline, so the umpire calls it the neutral lineup. The ball comes in, it comes to the back, is picked up there by Yanni Steenkamp. He's looking for his number one, puts a long pass through there to the near side of Harris. Harris into the area. Harris goal, number 7, South Africa.
That's right, Hatchie. You just cannot give Steph Harris a bit of time in his hands. He got the ball and had nothing but space in front of him, and he let the big pony run. Find his way to the goal line. They're going to go towards the far sideline. Derek Grumwell to call them in. In they go. Right, and they go again. Now the ball's there with Derek Grumwell. Ball's out the back, picked up. Yes, no, maybe so. Rolling around. Chrissy could see he sends the speculator up. On the ground it goes. It's Donnie Swan getting a bit of wood for his shoulder. He goes over the line, snaps, traps, collects, shoots the underarm shot from out wide. 6-7-7-6. 1 goal in it, yeah.
I must say, Cody, this Zimbabwean team has made the most of all the opportunities that they've been given. They haven't wasted any possession. They've converted all their possession into goals, and as a result, they're only 1 goal off the pace at this stage. They're going to line up on the near side. Chris Soloto walks up to the tee box, stops him, sends him back, untidy line out. Walking again, this time the ball comes in and it's out the back. It's Yanni Steenkamp onto it first. He goes down, picks up that ball, looking for his number one. Doesn't let the pass go straight away, checks the pony up, ducks inside, ducks outside. Waiting for a play there short. Josh LaRue come in and take that number 2. Chrissy Kutseo out of the play. He's done it again. Steenkamp to Harris. Harris to goal. Goal number 8. 8 plays, 6 South Africa.
That's right, Hatchie. 8-6 the scoreline. Chucker number 2, 2 goals in it. We're going to go again. We've got 6 chuckers of Polocrosse coming our way today, so we've still got a long road ahead of us as they go towards Derek Rummel on the far sideline now. He calls them in. They all go in. Didn't look good, but the ball's in anyway up the ground. Josh LaRue. LaRue had an eye for it now as he gets going. Sends a long pass across to his open number 1 with a bit of space and time in his hands now. Harris opens up towards the 30-yard line. Away he goes. Looks for the goal line. Shoots the underarm shot of goal. 9-6 the scoreline. Opens back up towards 3.
Goal number 9, 3 the difference. That's the biggest gap we've had in this game so far. It's been very tight now. If we go according to history, well, to form at the moment, it'll be Zimbabwe coming back to close that gap shortly. But let's see what's happened as the ball comes in. It comes down on the South African side. It's taken there by Steenkamp. Steenkamp tries to put the long one across, but it's intercepted there. I think it was by Kutsi. Went down on the ground. Picked up there by Shand. Shand works his way upfield now, turns that pony to the left, looking for his number 1. He's getting hard marked up in the midfield there by Harris and LaRue, but whistle's gone. Umpire wasn't happy about that. Let's see what he called. I think it's going to be a free throw to Zimbabwe.
That's
yes.
right, Hatchie. I wouldn't want to make any assumptions there, but the ball has been moved up towards the 30-yard lines, and someone's been a naughty boy, given across to the 30-yard. Oh, what's happening? All right, looks like we're going all the way back up towards the tee box, which would have said a goal on the board, but I'm not quite sure what's happened there.
Looks like it's been a goal on the board has been awarded. A goal on the board is one of the higher penalties that you can concede. It's an automatic goal to the opposition, so that would make... Let's just see the umpires in discussion with the judges. And... Right, they're getting ready to put the ball in again, so yeah, it must be a goal on the board then, so the score would be 9-7 South Africa, but immediately Steph Harris snaps it in front. He's over the 30-yard line, he's out in front, goal South Africa, 10 plays 7, South Africa over Zimbabwe.
That's right, 3 goals in at the end of the second chucker. I'm telling you what, Hatchie, the boys impressed me there, the Zimbabwean boys. They came out strong and made a good run at it.
very impressive there, Cody. What is impressive for me, as I said earlier, they didn't waste any opportunities. They made the most of every opportunity they were given. They converted all their possession to goals, and as a result, 2 chuckers in, and they're only 2 goals off the pace.
I'd be interested to find out what the goal on the board was for there. As we're watching the replays there, we've got Donnie Swan sending the overarm shot a goal straight over the top of Yanni Stenkamp. And when Donnie Swan is on form and feeling good, I tell you what, he's as good as anyone in the world. Steph Harris out front makes no mistake from out wide. And it was a good, strong chucker from both sides. Very few mistakes the whole way through. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get going for the third chucker. The girls' second here, 10-7 the scoreline. 3 goals in it. Looks like we've got an unchanged Zimbabwean side out front. Sophie Sargent in the middle. Polly Michael, my mistake, and out the back, Kirsten Swan. They're going to be coming up against a new number 1 in Jackie Minnar. She comes to the front. Looks like Amy Cocker stayed up in the middle, and out the back would be Ollie King.
Right, just to let you know who's going to do it out there at the moment for South African ladies. Their second check, we've got Jackie Minnar sitting on 1.
South African ladies at number 1, we've got Jackie Minnar. Number 2, we've got Amy Cocker. At the back, we've got Ollie King. Ollie King, I think she's, if not one of the youngest, if not the youngest player here at the World Cup this year. And I can see at number 1 there, we've got Sophie Sargent. At number 2, looks like we've got Polly Michael again. Looks like an unchanged sections. We've got Kirsten Swan at the back there, the number 3 for Zimbabwe.
That's right, Hatchies. We get going on the far sideline. Derek Grumble calls him in. He didn't like the look of it though, sends him back. Second time round, take 2, return to centre now. Derek Grumble calls him in, looks better now. Does he put a ball in? Yes, right on the back of the line of first on. So it might be Ollie King. No, picked up Kirsten Swan. Swan now turns the pony round, find a bit of space on the far sideline. Now she opens up her pony on the far side. She's still got a bit of room to work with. Now she's got Amy Cocker hunting her down. She sends the pass across to her number 1 and Sophie Sargent picked up in the box. Now she turns the pony round towards the goal line. She goes still there with Sophie Sargent. Sargent taking her time round towards the top of the D. She comes ducking, diving. She's got Ollie King to deal with. She sends the overarm shot, a goal through the middle this time. Brings it back within 10-8 the scoreline. Chucker number 3.
Always an advantage to be left-handed in the game of Polocrosse. Unlike polo, we can play left or right-handed as long as you don't interchange during the game. It was a great overhand left-handed shot there by Sophie Sargent, the number 1, very experienced number 1 for Zimbabwe. They line up on the near side. Crystalata puts the ball in. It's taken in the middle of the line out there by Amy Cocker. A lovely take in the middle of the line out there by Amy. She put it through to Ollie King. Ollie King puts it through to Jackie Minnar. Minnar now is working away upfield. Checks up that pony. She goes to the left. She's over the 30-yard line. She goes for the underhand shot. Goal number 11, South Africa.
11-8. They extend their lead again towards 3. It's been a close affair so far. And we're going to get going on the far sideline. I would have thought it was the far sideline. Yes, it is. Derek Grumble to call them in. In they go. Derek Grumble on the far sideline now. In they come again now. 1, 2, 3. The ball's right out the back. Snatched up. King at the back now. Turns the pony round. She's got to get a bit of room to work with now. Shut down pretty quickly. Kirsten Swan and Polly Michael come to put the pressure on now. She comes right round again. Decides against the pass. This time sends it across to Jackie Minnar. Minnar now on the bottom halfway mark now. Turns the pony right round again. She goes. Slows it down. Big left hand turn away from trouble. Still there with Jackie Minnar. Minnar now towards the goal line. She goes over the line. Snaps it. Traps it. Big right hand turn away from Kirsten Swan. Ducking, diving, slipping away. She's going to get a bit of woodwork for her trouble now. She ducks on the back, finds a bit of room to work with. No, decides shut down again, decides against the underarm shot, a goal. She comes loops all the way back up towards the top of the D now, doing the bend now, the big left hand turn away now. She's still got a bit of trouble coming away. She sends the overarm shot from out wide. Looks good from here. Goal time.
Goal number 12, South Africa, 12 plus 8 for the difference now. The biggest lead we've had by any of the sides so far. Well, South Africa's been in the lead the whole game, but this is the biggest lead they've had of 4 goals, which is not much in the game of Polocrosse. They line up on the near side, the ball comes in and it's out the back of the line out. Who's going to be first onto it? Looks like Kirsten Swan there for Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe now takes it up the touchline on the far side. She's getting marked up there by players left and right of her, but she manages to get away from them now. Puts the underhand pass into the left-handed Sophie Sargent. Goal number 9, Zimbabwe.
12-9 the scoreline, 3 goals in it, back in. The Zimbabweans clawing back. They've got a good look at it now as we come up towards I'll let you know as soon as I know. I would have thought Derek Rummel to call them again on the far side. Now in they go. Looks her way through, still there with Derek Rummel now. Balls on the ground. Sophie Sargent on front with a bit of fresh air now. She opens up the pony now towards the 30-yard line with a bit of space and pace. Away she goes. Oh, she's had a look at the bounce. It's I'll leave that one with the umpires. It looks like a no goal from here. Good enough to get her back the second time, but the back line caught her up there. I think we are going to get a 30-yard line. I would have said, but I'm not quite sure. I'll leave that one in the umpires now. The 30-yard mark coming across, a long pass through to Jackie Minnar. Minnar back to King, the Terminator move all the way over the halfway line, still there with Ollie King. King across to Jackie Minnar. Minnar now gets the woodwork laid in as she turns the pony round, finds a bit of space towards the goal. She goes, the underarm shot through the middle this time. No mistake, ladies and gentlemen. Back towards 4.
Goal for goal. Goal one in for Zimbabwe. Back again. Goal for South Africa. For the difference.
12 for the scoreline.
12-8.
12-8, my mistake. 4 goals in it. As we come towards the near side, balls in, down the ground, first onto, looks like Cocker got an eye for it now. She had a racket for a pass across, back to number 3 and Ollie King. King now gets a bit of trouble coming away. Polly North putting the pressure now. She comes right round again, all the way through. She got a bit of space this time, sends the pass across to Jackie Minnar. Minnar on the 3/4 way mark now. Takes her time and she gets opening now. I tell you what, the diesel engine over the line. She goes, snaps, traps, collects, shoots the underarm shot, a goal through the middle this time. Extending the lead by one more, 13-8. Was that right, Hatchie? 13-8?
I think it's actually 14-9, Cody. I think we had 14-9.
Right, that's correct. 14-9 the scoreline. 14-9, 5 goals in it. As we go towards the far sideline, balls in, down the ground, first onto it. Cocker now, 2 from 2. Italia, she's got a string on it at the moment. She gets going, takes a bit of a wood up the arm. But she's bred tough as Amy Cocker. It's not going to hurt her feelings too much. I would have said we're going to get a free goal across to the South Africans though. Bringing it to 15-9.
15-9 the score, so it's a goal on the board either way so far. So they line up on the near side. Umpire puts the ball in, it's hard, it's out the back, and the first one onto it is going to be Kirsten Swan again for Zimbabwe. She goes to the left, swoops onto it on the right-hand turn, picks that ball up, circles around midfield, looking for a number 1, Sophie Sargent, runs up to the 30-yard, puts the ball across to Sargent, the left-handed Sargent. She ducks across the back there of Ollie King, checks that pony, turns it to the right, ducks to the left, goes for the overhand, goal number 10, Zimbabwe.
15-10, I think, is that right? 15-10, 5 goals in it.
15-10 the score.
15-10 the score is that Sophie Sargent sends the big overarm shot, a goal straight over the top of Ollie King, bringing back within 5 now as you come up towards the near side, the far side. Derek Rummel calls him in, didn't like the look of it, send him back, take 2. And they come better this time, snatched up in the middle. I'll tell you what, Amy Cocker, she's had the ball out the line out 3 in a row now. I would have thought we get going. Still there with King now, looking for a way through. Ollie King turned right, trying to find a way past Sophie Sargent now. As we're opening up on the quarterway mark, still there with Ollie King now. Opens up the big bad chestnut pony towards the 30-yard line. Away she goes. And that's the end of the chucker. 15-10 the scoreline. The South Africans starting to extend a little bit.
Chucker number 3 done. Scoreline 15-10, 5 the difference now. Wonder if this is going to be a pattern, or we're going to see South Africa slowly pull away. Zimbabwe going to be able to claw it back. Chucker number 4 coming up, the second chucker for the men. It was a better chucker, I thought, for the Zimbabwean men than the South Africans. So let's see how they go in their second chucker.
That's right. The Zimbabwean men are doing the better in the last chucker, I would have said. But we're going to come out for the second time round, and you can't put the South African men down for too long. They are a classy outfit. Looks like we've got out the back, is that It might be Roshan at the back. Up front, Donnie Swan. And I'll let you know who's in the middle. Probably Patrick Parham. There has been quite a strong Zimbabwean travelling support system coming out, and you can see them on screen here, all the way from children or grandparents to grandchildren. They're all joining in here. 15-10 the scoreline. Chaka number 4 as we are about to start. Looks like the Chad van Bienek has gone up front.
Looks like Chad van Bienek at number 1, Steph Harris at number 2, and Jannie Steenkamp at number 3. That looks like the South African section coming on now. And they're up against Donnie Swan at 1. Looks like Patrick Parham's coming on at 2. And Roshan still at number 3 for Zimbabwe. Umpires just having a chat to them. I think after the goal on the board given away in the first, Chaka is just calming things down a little bit maybe. Just telling them how he's going to blow it. They lay in a line up on the far side. Derek Rubble's going to call them in. They walk in now. Sends him back. He's not happy with that. Line up again. This time the ball comes in. It's a soft one in the middle of the line out, and it's picked up at the back there by Roshan. He's looking to get the pass away as he gets marked up there by Steph Harris on his inside. He pops the pass through now to Donnie Swan. Swan checks up, turns that point to the right. He heads over the midfield line. He's looking, getting marked up again by Harris on the inside. Catches an elbow to the helmet, but he won't be deterred by that. Turns that pony to the right. He's got away from Steenkamp. Now open goal in front of him. Goal number 11, Zimbabwe.
15-11, 4 goals back in it. The Zimbabwean men clawing their way back as we're going to come up towards the near side for the second line out of the Chaka. In they come. Looks good to me. Balls in out the back. First onto it might be Donnie Swan out front. Yes, no, maybe so. Picked up by Harris now. Harris now turns the pony round. Looking for his number 1 in Chad. Dozer looking for the ball now. Still there with Steph Harris now. Dancing with the sideline. Sends a big overarm pass across to Chad van Bienek. Good enough to catch that one as he big left-hand turn now. Comes down the middle of Main Street. Opens up towards the 30-yard line. He comes. Still there with Chad van Bienek. Van Bienek and Rashan doing the dance in the box now. As we get going. Still there with Chad van Bienek now coming up towards the top of the D. He comes. Looks for a way through. The overarm shot from out front goes through the middle. 16-11 back within 5.
5 the difference again. 16-11 South Africa over Zimbabwe. It was nice loose ball pick up there. I thought Steenkamp hooked it in the line out. It went into Zimbabwean's path. Picked up there by Harris. Put through to Van Bienek to goal. The ball comes in on the far side. It's taken at the back there by Jannie Steenkamp. He puts it straight into the racket of Van Bienek. He's the goal scorer, the sharpshooter Van Bienek. He's looking for a path. He's found open ground as he gets tackled there on the 30-yard line. Ball's dislodged from his racket, but he manages to get it back. He ducks around the back there of Roshan, the number 3 for Zimbabwe. He lines up the goal as he goes for the overhand. He puts it through. Goal number 16. 16 plays 11.
That's right. 16-11 the scoreline, and is that right? Right to the near side they come now. It's right, and they come now. Full quota. Balls on the ground. Jannie Steenkamp had a look at it, picked it up nicely now. You're not going to see too many mistakes at the back line from Jannie Steenkamp now as he comes all the way back into a zone for a bit of a safety away from trouble now. He comes around from Donnie Swan, sends a long pass across to no one just yet on the ground, rolling around on the ground, still there. Who's got an eye for it now? Might be Jannie Steenkamp coming through. He picks up nicely now. I tell you what, the fancy pick up now. Got to get past Donnie Swan, and Patrick Parham decides against the pass now. Second time round, he looks for the number 1, and Chad van Bienek with a stripe on his back now as he comes over the 3/4 way mark. He's got to get all the way upfield now. Opens up the big bay pony with a bit of space and pace now towards the 30-yard line. Still there with Chad van Bienek. Over he goes. Snapped up, trapped up, picked up now. Turned the pony on. He's got Roshan doing the bar dance in the box now as he goes. Decides against a big run towards the back line. Gets the wood laid on. Still there. Chad van Bienek now on the top of the D. Dummies one way. Goes the other. Big left-hand turn. Now the figure of 8 in the box now. Taking his time as the patient number 1. And Chad van Bienek opens up. No, decides against it. A bit of a fancy footwork from the pony now as he comes back up towards the top of the D. He comes still there with Chad van Bienek slowing it down, ducking, diving, trying to find a way through, slowing it right on. He comes toward the top again. It's still there with Chad van Bienek. Van Biereke on the top, taking his time now. Looks towards the left-hand side. Roshan doing the better in the box now to come right round the overarm shot at goal. Through the middle this time, 17-11 the scoreline. Chaka number 4.
Chaka number 4, 5 the difference, 6 the difference now as they're going to line up on the far side. I must say Roshan was doing a good job there as the number 3, Zimbabwe and number 3 slowing the goal down. The ball comes in and it's snapped to the front there from Biereke. Chad van Biereke comes away with the ball. He's around the outside of play now, heads upfield, lines up the 30-yard, makes the break into the 30-yard. He goes underhand shot, goal number 18, South Africa.
You won't see Chad van Biereke make too many mistakes from that close to the goal when he's got that much space in front of him. They're going to come up towards the near side now. 18-11, 7 goals in it. The South Africans starting to find their straps now. In they come, Crystalito calls him in, looks good, balls in, down the ground, first onto it might be Roshan. Shan comes up with a nicey nice, he turns around, sends he decided against the overrun pass, a bit of a dummy and away he goes, finds himself stick side of Chad van Biereke now as he gets going, away he goes towards the pass, throws a long pass across to Donnie Swan, a tricky customer now, still there, Swan in the box now, he's got Yanni Steenkamp out front now with him as he decides the overrun shot's the route to go, goal time, 18-12.
18 plays 12, Zimbabwean getting one back, Chaka number 4. These Zimbabwean men, I think, are doing very well against the South African men. They've lost a little bit in this Chaka and fallen behind now by 6 goals, but easy to make up at this level of Polocrosse. They line up on the far side. Umpire puts the ball in, down on the ground in the middle of the line out. It bounces awkwardly, but it's picked up there by Chad. Chad comes away with it, and he takes one under the arm. And that'll be the easiest goal he scores all weekend, I'm sure. Goal on the board, South Africa, 19 plays 12.
Right, 19-12 the scoreline, 7 goals in it. It's been popped back across to Donnie Swan. Oh, is it a free goal? I'll let you know what they say. Right, 19-12 the scoreline at the moment. It looks like we're coming up towards the dying portions of this, the 4th Chaka. The South African men are starting to get a bit of a rhythm on here. Dangers of the ball is Chad van Biereke out front.
19-12 the score.
Right. Just waiting for confirmational call, but it looks like it was a a goal on the board given to South Africa, followed by a penalty throw. Penalty throws taken from this, or not necessarily from the spot, depends on what the penalty is. But this one looks like it's moved up to the next advantage line. It'll be a free throw to South Africa. The ball's got to travel 10 meters, and the opposition needs to give the thrower the first opportunity to regather the ball. Right, it's taken now. Chad van Biereke, you can see him take it 10 meters to himself, bounces nicely into his racket. He's marked up on the inside by Roshan, but gets the break on him around the front now and puts in goal number 20. South Africa 8 the difference now. South Africa pulling away.
That's right, 8 the difference, 20-12. As we come up towards the near side now, it's Crystalito to put the ball in. And they come, balls in. So that's the end of the Chaka, ladies and gentlemen. The end of the 4th Chaka, 20-12, 8 the score, 8 the difference. As the South African men start to find a bit of a rhythm there.
Chaka done, 4 Chakas done. We're 3/4 of the way through the game. 8 the difference, 20 South Africa, 12 Zimbabwe. Let's see what these Zimbabwean ladies can do to put it back for them.
Right, coming up for the fifth checker, the last of the girls. Looks like Lauren Haynes up front again. Lauren Haynes up front here. She's going to be met up with, looks like, Jackie Minnar in the middle, and out the back would be Ollie King. Well, the Zimbabwean side, we're going to get going.
Right, we're welcoming back our ladies once more.
Right, there we are, the travelling Zimbabwean support system. A whole bunch of people. I'll tell you what, they're fun to be around. So if you see any of those guys this weekend, buy them one beer. Right, we're going to get back going. It's still there with Sophie Sargent up front. In the middle, it looks like Michaela Dodd. And out the back, Kirsten Swan. And they come. Derek Rummel didn't like it though. Send them back. Second time round looks good to me. The ball's in down the ground. Zimbabwean side. Michaela Dodd had an eye for it now. Comes up for the first touch of the ball for the World Cup here. And she comes right round. Still there. Michaela Dodd doing the better now. She goes over the halfway line now. Look for a number one out front with Sophie Sargent calling with the ball now. She hung onto it. Still there with Michaela. Sends the pass across. It's on the ground. First onto it's going to be no one just yet. Ollie King comes through. Swoops through. Comes up with the ball nicely now. She goes over the line. Snaps it. Traps it. Picks up nicely now. Looks for the pass across to number one. Lauren Haynes on the 3/4 way mark now. Opens up the Pretty Bay Pony now over the halfway. She goes. Still there with Lauren Haynes all on her own as she goes over the line. Snap, trap, collects, shoots the underarm shot, a goal. 21-12 the scoreline.
Goal time, South Africa. We haven't seen Zimbabwe make too many mistakes, but that time Ollie King managed to get one over Sophie Sargent in the area, turn the ball over, goal other end of the field. As you see in Polocrosse, those normally cost you 2 goals. The goal you should have scored and the goal at the other end of the field. So costly mistake there for Zimbabwe. 21 plays 12. Ball comes in, is taken at the front of the line out by Sophie Sargent. She's left-handed and she's round the outside. She's got her stick side free as she hits the 30-yard line. Underhand shot, goal number 13, Zimbabwe.
That's right, 2 from 2 from the line out to Zimbabwean girls. This chucker, they're doing a fantastic job getting to the ball. And the Zimbabweans making no mistake there, bring it back within. My maths is off here, 8 I would have said. As we get going, it's on the far side now. It's Derek Rummel calls him in. Sophie Sargent didn't like the look of it, so hung out. She's going to go back in the second time round. Looks a little bit better. Ball's in at the back, now on the ground. First onto might be King. No, it's going to be Sophie Sargent. Sargent comes up with a nicey now, 2 in a row. She turns the pony right round on the 3/4 way mark. Got a bit of space in front of her now. She waits for her players to do this. That's Michaela Dodd coming through, helping out, making a channel. The whistle has gone. I'm not quite sure what's happened. We will revert. Alright, Crystal Lito moves the ball away, given across to Lauren Haynes on the sideline, logs on into herself now. Does Lauren Haynes, comes right round. She's got to get her space on the far side now. As Kayla Dodd hunts her down, still there with Lauren Haynes. Haynes looping around, trying to find a way upfield now. Hangs on the anchors, looks her way through, chops and drops away. He's got to go all the way up, still there with Lauren Haynes. Down the middle she comes, still there. Lauren Haynes taking her time, either yard at the moment. Now she's got to get all the way past her. Michaela Dodd hunting her down. Michaela Dodd doing the better at the moment. The ball's up in the ground. She gets a bit of wood from her from Sophie Sargent. Ball's on the ground. I tell you what, the Zimbabwean girls doing a fantastic job of turning the ball over there as the ball goes down the ground, popped across, and it might be a whistle on again.
Good possession one there by Zimbabwe. Those are the ones that count. You got that awkward bouncing ball midfield. It generally comes down to who wants it more. As the players put their heads down, they put their bodies on the line, they go down in the path of danger, pick up the ball, come away. Now it's South Africa's free throw. Lolly Haynes, the number 1 for South Africa, she takes it to herself. Heads upfield, checks up now. She's ducking to the left and right. She's trying to get an open space for herself. She's got it now. She's into the 30, but she's met on the 30-yard line there by Kirsten Swan. Kirsten Swan recognizes one of the better lady number 3s in the world, and she manages to defend that successfully. She pushes the ball, pushes the player, lets the ball roll over the touchline on the far side. She's got a free throw. The umpires won't be happy with that because, as I said earlier, whoever's taking the free throw has got to have the first opportunity to regather the ball, which was denied her there by Lolly Haynes. So they move up, give her another free throw further upfield. She's taken it, she's regathered it successfully to herself now. She's heading upfield, she's got her stick side open, she's looking for a player to pass through, looks over her shoulder, can't get the pass away, but now she's got the break and she's got open space, puts it into the racket there of Sargent's over the 30-yard line, makes big contact there with Ollie King on the line. Ducks to the left, ducks to the right. She's got her stick side 3, got it open. She takes the shot. Goal number 14, Zimbabwe.
That's right, 21-14. Kirsten Swan doing an unbelievable job in the box here, turning over possession a few times and getting it all the way back upfield for Sophie Sargent as they come up towards the near side now. Crystalito calls them in. Balls in, down the ground, South African side first onto it, might be a Zimbabwean though, down there, it's still there, Sophie Sargent out front, gets a bit of pick up on it, she goes right and round, look for the 30-yard line now, over the line, snaps, traps, collects, shoots the underarm shot, a goal, straight through the middle this time, 21-15, Sophie Sargent out front, with a bit of space and pace, she didn't look like she was going to miss that one.
They back now, 6 the difference. The umpire's whistle's gone as he called them back, something they weren't happy with.
I think they've blown Sophie Sargent for a bit of a cross over the centre line of the horse there. Terrible luck there. The ball goes back in track now. It's still there with Lauren Haynes now. Turns the pony around now. Tries to get a bit of motor going. She opens up the pony now over the halfway line. She's got Sophie Sargent hunting her down. She gets going now straight towards the 30-yard line. Still there in the box they go. Lauren Haynes. Haynes now towards the top of the D. She comes, finds a bit of space towards the goal. She goes. The underarm shot from out front. 22-14 now.
Goal South Africa there from a free throw. They won't make many mistakes of those over the weekend, I don't think. They line up on the far side there. Derek Rummel calls them in. They walk in. Settle down, he says. Got to make this contest neutral. The ball comes in and it's taken there in the middle by Jackie Minnar, the captain of the South African ladies. She pops the pass through there to Lauren Haynes. Lauren Haynes checks that pony up, ducks to the right, looking for a gap over the 30-yard. This time she gets it, and she's around the back there of Kirsten Swan. An open goal there for Lolia Haynes. 23 plays 14, South Africa all over Zimbabwe at this stage.
That's right, Hatchie. It's 22-14, but I tell you what, the Zimbabwean girls are doing a fantastic job of getting the ball here in this chucker. They are bringing it within arm's reach still. 22-14 as they come now. Still their balls in, down the ground. First onto it might be the Zimbabwean number 2 and Michaela Dodd. No, Sargent comes through, swoops and picks it up nicely now. Does a left-handed number 1 on the 3/4 way mark. Still trying to find a way upfield now. She's got Lauren Haynes to deal with. And she ducks and dives, slips and slides away. She goes on the far side now. Opens up the big bay pony towards the 30-yard line. She goes, look for the wipe. Over the line she goes. Snaps, traps, collects. Decides against the big ducker on the back now. She opens up towards the back line. She sends the underarm shot, a goal through the middle this time. 22-15 the scoreline. 7 goals in it.
7 goals in it, Cody, but we know from watching top-class Polocrosse, it's not impossible to expect a top number 1 to score 9 goals in a chucker. It's a tough call, I know, but it's been done before. So 7 goals the difference. It's possible for Zimbabwe to claw this one back from here.
Absolutely, Hatchie. A 9-goal chucker is not unheard of. It has been done before. And like I said, when Donnie Swan is on song, he's as good as anyone else in the world. And he absolutely has the ability to get a 7 or 8 goal chucker.
It's going to be a very interesting chucker to see this last one. Are the South African team, the men, going to be able to get the fluidity back in their game that we used to see? It was a little bit scratchy the first 2 chuckers, I must say, from the men. Not as fluid as we normally see it, but let's see what they can do in the third. Zimbabwe did in their third chucker. Zimbabwe didn't let them get away with it, and I thought the Zimbabwean men were particularly good in making the most of their opportunities.
Absolutely, Hatchie, and they managed to get the ball a lot in those first opening minutes of the first chucker. It looks like Chrissy could see joins the party in the middle there. Donnie Swan up front, unchanged out the back. I would have thought Ross Shand. They're going to be coming up against Chad Van Benica up front on the stripe on his back. Josh LaRue in the middle and out the back, Yanni Steenkamp. The final chucker of this game here, the first opening game of the 2024 Ignition Group Polocrosse World Cup. In they come, 22-15 the scoreline as they come up. Derek Grummel having a look, didn't like it, send them back. Second time round now, looks a little bit better than Derek Grummel didn't like it though. He sends him back and he's the one that matters at the moment as we get going. It's still there with Derek Grummel taking his time.
This is the kind of thing that that Zimbabwe can't afford. They're going to be pressed for time to try and claw these 7 goals back as it is, and now they're wasting time on the line out and the ball comes in and it's taken there in the front. It's by Josh LaRue, but the umpire's whistle's gone. There's something they're not happy about.
I think Chrissy could see being caught making a bit of contact with a stick from the wrong side of the horse. It is far too tempting to let it go, but it's been marched all the way up to the 30-yard line, given across. Chad Waminica now lobs on into the near side. He comes around, picks up nicely now, turns the pony around. He's got a bit of room to work with. Shot down pretty quickly by Ross Shan, though. Big right hand turn away from trouble still there with Chad Waminica on the top. He takes his time, looking for a way through. Around the front he goes. Decides against a big overarm shot a goal now. Ducks one way, a bit of a shake of his racket, brings Roshan all the way out now, turns the pony around, still there, Chad Waminica, Roshan doing the better in the box. Chad Waminica finds a bit of a kink in the arm, and now Ducks on the back, 23-15, the scoreline, chucker number 6.
Cody, those goals always look easy, but it's the pre-work that's done before, the setup. The backwards and forwards, the left and the right, the duck, the dummy, and lands it, giving you an open shot at goal. 22 plays 15, South Africa. Taken there by Jannie Steenkamp, put through to the bracket there of Chad van Benneker. Van Benneker's into the area. Goal, 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 South Africa.
Right, Hatchie, I tell you what, a bit of a flash of what we're used to from the South African boys. A bit of expansive polocrosse. Jannie Steenkamp snatching the ball out and passing across to travelling number 1. That's a little bit of a remnants of what we're used to from the South African boys. We're getting towards the far sideline now. Still there. Derek Rummel now puts the ball in right out the back. First onto it might be Roshan. Down he goes. Comes up with it now. He picks up nicely now. Look for a way through. Passes across to Donnie Swan out front. Swan looks for the way through. He's all on his own as he goes over the box now. The underarm shot from out front goes through the middle. 22-16. 6 goals in it.
I think it's 24-16, Cuddy, to be exact. 24-16 the goal, 6 the difference, 28 the difference, sorry. South Africa over Zimbabwe as we're halfway through the final chucker. They're going to line up on the near side. Of course, of the number 1, Zimbabwe is not behaving and has reset the lineup, but it comes in now. Who's going to be down to it? Donnie Swan, the number 1 for South Africa. He's out the saddle, picks that ball up nicely. Checks his pony up now. He evades a big tackle there from Chad van Benneker. Heads upfield, got everything under control at this stage, lining up the 30-yard. Evades the tackle there by Josh LaRue. LaRue on his inside. Quickly made up. Oh, he's away from them now. He's got the 30-yard line and he's out. Oh, I think that's the first mistake I've seen him make all day. Jannie Steenkamp will put him under a lot of pressure there and dislodged the ball as he was coming across the 30-yard line. And the ball rolled over the back line. It's going to be a back line clearing throw to the number 3 from South Africa, Jannie Steenkamp. He checks that pony up. Look at him pull that racket out of the path there of a hard swinging Donnie Swan. He puts a long pass out in front. Is taken there by Josh LaRue. LaRue to Van Benneker. Van Benneker 30 yard to goal. Van Benneker, goal number 25, South Africa.
That's right. To tell you what, they're getting a bit of a move on of the South African boys. A bit of more expansive polocrosse. Lovely to watch. Capitalising on the mistake there as we get going towards the far sideline. Now the ball's in down the ground, picked up. Roshan, I'll tell you what, you got the ball on the string at the moment. The overarm pass across to the number 1 is going to die a little bit short. Picked up. LaRue sends the overarm pass back. It's gone one way or the other. The ping pong ball, I'll let you know where it is. It's rolling around. Picked up. Van Benneker now on about the halfway mark. He ducks and dives, looks for a way through. Past Roshan. He opens up the pony now towards the corner. And he goes. Snapped up, picked up, turns the pony around now, trying to find a way through back towards the 30-yard line. Still there was Roshan. He puts the wood in, decides against it, ducks and dives. Away he goes towards the top. The underarm shot at goal through the middle this time.
Goal number 26 plays 16 now. 10 the difference. Biggest lead we've seen all game, and South Africa seem to be pulling it away. Here's a break in play. Looks like we've got a technical issue. Some tack on the umpire's pony maybe. Silato's back in the saddle though. They'll hold time while this is underway. Right. He's ready to go. He calls them on the near side.
Right, in they come now. It's Chris Lighter to put the ball in the middle. It goes in down the ground first onto Donny Swan. I tell you what, the Zimbabwean boys, they're really doing a good job of getting the ball back to the Scott Chucker. As we get going down, he goes towards the middle of the field. He's got Josh LaRue hunting him down now. Turns the pony, big left-hand turn away from trouble. Has who's that? Van Benica comes up to meet him now. Still there with Donny Swan and about the halfway mark now as he ducks around, trying to find a way through, opening up. No, decides against the big run now as he turns away. He's got Josh LaRue there, decides against the big gauntlet. Good move on his side. I wouldn't go stick side at the moment now. Still there with Donny Swan doing the chest move now. He goes right round towards the near side now. Still there with Donny Swan taking his time, looking for toward the 30-yard line. He goes now. Yanni Stenkamp poised down front, waiting for him now in the box. They go. It's Donny Swan and Yanni Stenkamp now taking their time now. It's still there. Donny Swan. He's made the easy yards all the way to the 30-yard now as he ducks around, sends the overarm shot. Yanni Stenkamp snatches one out of the air. I tell you what, he is so good at that. You've got to be very careful of the overarm passes now as he sends the expansive pass across to LaRue across to Van Benica to goal line, and it's 27-16, 11 goals in it.
Looks like the South African men there are starting to get the expensive game into play, kicking into gear there. Much better Polocrosse. We see intercepted there by Steenkamp. Steenkamp out to LaRue, long one to the midfield, straight through to Van Benica. Van Benica to goal, 27-16 South Africa over Zimbabwe now as they line up on the far side. Derek Rummel puts the ball in out the back. Steenkamp sees it first. He picks it up around the outside. He puts the pass across to Van Benica. Van Benica, goal number 28 South Africa. 28 plays 16, 12. The difference now.
That's right, Hatchie. The boys are starting to get a bit of a run on. That's the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. We are done and dusted for the first game of the Polocrosse World Cup 2024, the Ignition Group Polocrosse World Cup 2024. There's South Africa runaway winners, 28-16 at the end of that one.
I think South Africa will be relieved to get that one under the belt. The opening game, I think it'll go a long way to settling the nerves. We saw them start out in the opening couple of chukkers a little bit scratchy and managed to get it back to their fluid style of play in the third chukker. Nice to see from South Africa.
Both a lady player and a male player for each of our World Cup games here, Ignition World Cup games. And we'll invite those players straight out as we announce them.
Right, we are finishing up the game here, looking at the highlights for the last chukker there. I'll tell you what, the South African boys managed to get a bit of a move on, and it was not without effort though. The Zimbabwean boys got a lot of ball out the line out there. As we see Chad Van Benica putting away the last goal of the game there at the end of the game. 28-16 in favour of South Africa.
So Graham Daniel from Eurosteel, if you're here to present our player of the match, Graham Daniel from Eurosteel.
Right, we see in picture there we got the South African captain Yanni Steenkamp, the number 3 for South Africa. He's heading off the field. Grooms got ponies in hand. They'll be taking them back now, letting them down, getting them cooled down after the game. It's important that the players and staff keep those horses rotating.
Right, to tell you what, we've got a mixed bag of characters out here for the 2024 World Cup. No one's worn dungarees in a while, but we are back on track. The Zimbabweans looking still as happy as ever. Greg Sargent, also a veteran at World Cups. I'm not sure if he actually played one, but he's been involved, the coach, a fair few of them. We see Steenkamp and Lauren Haynes making their way towards the middle of the field.
Lauren Haynes, the South African ladies number 1. Yanni Steenkamp, South African men's number 3. They're making their way through to the notice board. I'm assuming then that I can see Hannes van Asperken standing, the international Polocrosse president.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be going across to the main field to introduce your players of the match.
So we're joined here by our representative from Eurosteel supporting the event and some of our teams this weekend. And I'm joined by our lady player of the match, Lauren Haynes. Sorry, Loz. Well done. Tell us about how it feels to be the first lady player of the match here at the Ignition Group Polocrosse World Cup.
Well, I can't really believe it's happening, Harry. It was so nice being out there, and thank you for everyone that came and supported. And thanks to my teammates for making me look so good. I wouldn't be able to get this prize without them.
Okay, thank you, Lolly. Well done to you. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, our first lady player of the match.
Ladies and gentlemen, now
Please put your hands together for our male player of the match. Ladies and gentlemen, Yanni Stenka. Yanni, you've been on this stage plenty of times before. How does it feel to be here this time and be the first male player of the match for the 2024 Ignition Group World Cup?
Cookie, it was good to get out there. Believe it or not, I was also a bit nervous. Yeah, it's obviously a rare occasion playing for your country at home and on home soil, so it was a massive privilege walking out there, and to get going was awesome. Great team effort. You know, you're always looking for answers when you start playing these pool matches, what horses, what positions, and I think what we got out of that game was we got some answers, so that's good.
I was just about to say, you think your team got some answers after playing that game and settled a few nerves, and sort of you can go back to the drawing board with the coach now and be better prepared for the next games?
Exactly that. I think every game we'll learn a little bit more, and yeah, lots of good points to take out of that one.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now male player of the match, Yanni Sandcap. Thank you very much. We'll join you very shortly for our next game out here, which will be Australia to take on the USA.